Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Fourth and Forever, brought to you by Roundtable Sports. Giant shout out to the litany of Jets and Dolphins fans that are in the chat. I could only assume from the redirect feature on Richie's and TD's stream. But damn, you are correct. In just a couple of hours, Richie and TD will be at Radio Row, exactly at Lambeau Field. And just a couple of hours after that, we are about to witness the first round of the NFL draft. Questions will be answered. Some of us will be happy. Some of us will be disappointed. But damn, I am excited to unpack this in detail on today's episode. Richie, how you doing, man? You look good, bro.
That's wow, Dan. Coming from you, that means a lot. I do appreciate that. You know, we are lucky enough to be in a really cool Green Bay Packers exclusive radio station right now.
Yeah.
You know, our Green Bay Packers creator, Bass, the owner of this station watches Bass, so he found out that Bass is going to be Green Bay, so they are hosting us here at Roundtable Sports, and then we're going to head to Radio Row after this. So Fourth and Forever live from Green Bay. We were not able to do an episode yesterday, of course, because we got a lot of exclusive media stuff. We're posting a really cool video on socials right after this of an exclusive behind the scenes of what it's like to be an NFL draft prospect. I was on the stage. I saw the green room. We were on the red carpet. There's so much fun stuff happening here at Roundtable Sports, and we're really fortunate to be here, folks. So hit the like button. It's draft day, baby. This is like a holiday. We've waited so long for this, TD, and the day's finally here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. The video that we're going to be dropping right after this show, y'all check it out. It's pretty dope. Richie takes you through the full entire steps of what a draft prospect goes through on draft day, especially right before their name gets called all the way through the process. So you got to check that out. We're going to drop it right after Fourth Forever.
So this is vertical format, right?
Yep, vertical.
Thank God, man. Dude, listen.
I'm messing around there.
Dude, you know what, man? I am actually thrilled because I do not know what to expect. But I got to tell you, I am thrilled. I'm thrilled to see what really comes into it. But guys, you know, a couple of hours away, a few hours away, right before we start to hear some names called on stage. Thoughts, man. There's a lot to unpack here, and there's a lot of gut feelings, and we're starting to hear a lot of where teams are trending or projecting to pick. Have your thoughts changed at all since being in Green Bay about some surprises that could potentially happen this evening?
Yeah, there's a big surprise that just broke today with the Jets, actually. Nothing's official, but there's Josina Anderson is reporting that Breece Hall's name has been heard in a trade. So if there is a shock that could happen with the Jets, it's that. I hope that does not happen as a Jets fan. I'm still not down to trade Breece Hall, but I don't know, man. And I do feel like if the Jets do trade Breece Hall, I don't think it's a lock that they go Ashton Genty because of how deep this running back class is. Maybe they trade Breece and they like another running back on day 2.
You're going Genty if you're trading Breece Hall, man. And remember, I still don't understand this notion, though, Richie, of why you're like, I'm not a fan of trading Breece Hall.
Because I feel like going running back in round 1 is what we need.
Yeah, but like there's so many implications that help the team if you do. They're like the financial one is massive. You just reset. And I'm not trying to down Breece Hall, but I think Genty's going to be better.
Well,
okay.
I can't. Yeah.
So not only do you upgrade, you also provide financial flexibility for years to come because Breece is due to get paid. It's just one of those things that helps you keep staying competitive where the next 2 or 3 free agencies, you're not a sitting duck financially. You know, so I just think
Now, how much does Breece move the needle for you, though, right? Because really outside of the right tackle position, like your offensive line is exceptional in run blocking. So who's to say that the kid that you drafted last year is not going to be able to step in seamlessly and put up that exact same type of production? I would agree with you there. And number 1, I have a feeling that Ashton Genty is going to be selected via a trade up with the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears are going to trade up to 5 and grab him. That's my hot take for this evening.
Rumors that the Jaguars want him, though. They could even take him.
And the Jaguars could potentially do it as well. I've heard that Liam Cohn and the new regime over in Jacksonville are trying to make a splash. Not that it would help them. I think they probably should go defense. They should take a Mason Graham, but that's another story for a different time. Man, hell, dude. Like, say you walk away with Breece, whatever. You know? Just grab one of the solid running backs in the second and or the third. A Cam Scatabo could be interesting for you guys in the second if running back is that much of a necessity. But then again, like I said, your roster has never been the issue. It's been coaching. Like you have a deep roster all across the board. So taking a running back early in the second, probably not going to hurt you. At
least they hope it's been coaching. They hope it's been coaching.
Oh, yeah. We'll have some answers in the New York Jets this
year.
I
believe it was coaching.
And so I would assume that it's not a personnel issue. I think it's always kind of been it being put into motion and actually being appropriately coached. That's kind of been my whole theory on the Jets for these 100%. Years.
100%. And I talked to a lot of people yesterday. Charles Davis I spoke to, and he, NFL Network analyst, he was raving about Aaron Glenn. He doesn't have to. I mean, he thinks Aaron Glenn is exactly what the Jets need. So I do think it's a coaching issue. I'm excited to see what Glenn looks like, but I'll be shocked, man, if that is exactly what they do, man. Like, you think trading Breece Hall, like, what do you think his value is right now? Like, what would the Jets get back in return for Breece? I mean, I put this out there on X just before. Let me put it on the screen real quick of the report of Josina Anderson saying this. Like, here is the report that I put on X that it's a possibility that he's going to be up for trade. I do not want to trade him, but this is what Josina Anderson had to say about it. So it seems like there's a legit chance of it happening.
League sources tell me they've heard about the potential availability of Jets running back Breece Hall within the last week and a half.
So I got to tell you about this. I don't think that say that it does happen this weekend. I don't think it's going to be a part of a package to be able to move up any which way within the first. This running back class is very deep, and half of the reason why I think that James Cook is in a very difficult position for being unhappy about a contract, right? If you're a GM and you're seeing this running back class as deep as the fourth round of quality production, who is going to make a trade for a running back that is set to be paid his second contract the following season when you could ideally get the exact same production or at least close to the same production from a young man who's 3 to 4 years out from making anywhere near real money? Well, so if y'all do move on from him, it's going to be for, I'd say, a trade up in like the third, the fourth type situation. Nothing to do within the first and the second. I would be shocked. Like, maybe Mary Jones would do something stupid like that, but outside of the Cowboys, that's the only team that I think that could make like a dumb move like that. That's me.
Yeah, I have a early fourth, late third type situation where somebody's like, you know what, let's go get Breece instead of what's left on the board.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Well, like that's the latest. I mean, I think there's gonna be a lot of shocking things that happens tonight, and maybe this is one of the shocking things that goes. You never know. Maybe package Breece to trade up for Travis Hunter. That's what I would do.
Now, one thing is that there's going to be a lot of reports that like the back half of the first is about to be very strange. Like, we're about to be seeing guys that out of every single mock draft simulator you've been playing with for the past couple of months that typically go in the late second are going to be reached for in the first. One in particular is Jaden Higgins. I have seen Jaden Higgins' name for the past couple of days. At least twice an hour about him potentially sneaking up into the first for a team that wants to take a shot on him. Same thing with Siobhan Ravel and a lot of big names falling. And this is something that I think is pretty easily, or like something that I think is important to point out. If we've seen names that were at the beginning of mock draft season projected to go, like top 10, top 15, we're seeing these names plummet down draft boards. Most notably, Will Johnson has been plummeting down draft boards. A Jahdae Barron has been plummeting down draft boards. A Malachi Starks has been as well. 9 times out of 10, it's health. It's an injury that a lot of these organizations are finding out about during their top 30 visits, making them fall. So if you see some big names going to I'd say like the 28th or the 30th or something, it's likely due to an injury. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think Jaden Higgins is a guy that can creep in. And that's the thing. Like, we go through months of mock drafts and people think they know what's going to happen. No one knows anything.
I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I have never been more consistently wrong than I am during the draft.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like people got to realize, like these mock drafts, even the experts get everything wrong. So no one knows what the NFL scouts are thinking. No one knows what these boards, and people need to realize the process of the draft. Like these GMs and these teams, they come up with the big board. And usually when they're on the clock, they look at their big board, and whoever's at the top of their board when they're on the clock is who they draft. So that's what it's about. They go by the board. So I'm excited to see what happens. And I think there's going to be a lot of shocking stuff that happens tonight. I really, really do. And I think a big shock, that one of the biggest things I'm intrigued for tonight, not just because I'm a Jackson Dart fan, but I'm really interested to see where Jackson Dart lands. I think there's a chance where he goes a lot earlier than people think. Watch out. You know which team has been linked to Jackson Dart the most heading into tonight?
It's the Giants, right?
Yeah, the New York Giants. Drafting Abdul Carter at 3 and going to be really aggressive to trade up for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably going to be the Giants / the Browns / the Saints, perhaps, that maybe do not go QB within the first top 10 picks, but they're going to be eyeing teams like the Minnesota Vikings. And they're going to be eyeing teams that only have about like 6 draft selections all weekend so that they can get back and get the QB toward the end. Here's a hot take portion / a prediction. How many QBs go round 1? Like, what's a safe assessment for y'all? Me, it's 3.
Yeah, 3 is a safe one, unless Jalen Milroe somehow sneaks in.
Or Shook. Like, that guy, dude, like, you're seeing the media ride with that one, right? They're like, oh, my God, watch him sneak into the first. I'm not entirely convinced, but.
He's here. I saw Jalen Milroe at the hotel, so that means he thinks he's going to be a first-round pick. I mean, you don't show up to the draft unless you think you're going to go in the first round.
Yeah, why not? You know? We have Tony's coming in. He says, Dan, put a Dolphins jersey on Bob. Dude, I'm going to have to. And so I'm going to have to, like, bite the bullet and purchase that disgusting garment and have it in the closet. And put it on Bob when we play the Miami Dolphins this year.
Yeah, put it on the team you fear the most.
Glenn has come in and said, a good question for Richie. Why would the Jets not select a quarterback in the first? Is the Jets trying to tank? You have that must trust in Fields.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if there was a shocker, it's the Jets going QB in round 1. And the reason why I say that, who predicted the Falcons to draft Michael Penix? There was no buzz around that. If the Jets maybe are putting all this smoke out there, maybe they are about to shock the world and get a quarterback. I just don't see that happening. That's not tanking. That's just building out the roster, trusting in Justin Fields. And, and if Justin Fields doesn't pan out well, Glenn, next year's draft class is where the quarterbacks are. So that's where I look at it. The Jets aren't desperate to get a quarterback in this year's draft. They're going to ride it out with Fields. And if Fields does not look good this season, we're going to have capital, or we're going to have an opportunity to draft a quarterback next year that is everyone's talking about a quarterback-rich draft. So we're not tanking. I mean, I don't know. If the Jets don't get a quarterback in the first round, that means we're tanking all of a sudden. Like, we have a former first-round pick on the roster in Justin Fields that has upside, and we're going to give him the opportunity to try to show the world that he is a first-round pick and he could be a starting-level quarterback. And if he's not, then we have an opportunity to draft our guy next year.
And so the biggest thing is, like, I feel like people hyper-obsess over first-round selections, right? True elite teams and championship organizations are built in the meat and potatoes rounds. And the meat and potato rounds are from the 2nd and all the way down to the 4th round. First round is ideal, but like when you start to get to like the good team status, and this is something that I always try to remind Bills fans all the time, is that just because there's 32 spots to select in the first round of the NFL draft does not mean that there's 32 first grade players within the first round, right? Like that's one of the downsides of having a good football team is that once you get past 25 to 32 right within the first, 9 times out of 10, that player is a reach. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. So, and plus, dude, like none of these quarterbacks coming in will ever be considered top 15 in the NFL. You heard it here first.
None of the quarterbacks?
That's including Cam Ward. Cam Ward. Not
Cam Ward hater.
They won't be what, Dan?
They will never be considered top 15 in the NFL.
Why are you hating so hard on these guys, man?
I'm not, but like nothing wows me from these guys. Like nothing wows me, right?
That's bold.
This reminds me dangerously of the 2022 NFL draft class with Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. It's that class reincarnated.
Well, but you're disrespecting the top two guys, Shador and Cam. You don't think neither one of those guys could ever be top 15?
No.
Wow.
No.
That's
it's maybe 15.
Old, man.
It's maybe 15.
So
right?
who's your player comparison for Cam Ward in the NFL? If like the type of player he is, like Geno Smith, like, because that's what it sounds like you're projecting.
So the type of player that he is,
he will be in the league because Geno is in that 15 to 20 range, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Like a Baker Mayfield,
for like a comparison.
Like a Baker, I don't know. Like Baker's better.
His ceiling is Baker Mayfield.
Cam
his ceiling is Baker Mayfield. Cam.
Oh, man.
Who do you think
that's a ceiling to me?
Going to be in the NFL, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward is going to be Patrick Mahomes.
All right, come on. That's one extreme to the other, right?
Why is it? What does Patrick Mahomes have that he doesn't? Who was a better prospect? Yeah, I never thought about that, huh?
Well, let me ask you this. How good of a prospect was Jamarcus Russell?
I get it. I'm just saying who's the better prospect?
Yeah.
Mahomes or Cam Ward?
Look, right? We will see how these players transition into the NFL, but so to be honest with you, I'm just not high on any of them. I would be happy to be wrong. And Shador's ceiling for me, I'm trying to think of the type of player that I would give him like a solid ceiling for.
Geno. That's the Geno.
I think Geno's a fair comparison.
Shador is going to be a better version of Russell Wilson.
A better version of Russ? Okay.
Yeah.
So Russ is prime. So Russ back when he was like prime Seattle Russ is where you're going?
What I think. I think that as long as you, because again, I'm a Shador Sanders fan in respect to football, but I do recognize that Shador is the type of guy that you do want to invest in the O-line and have some weapons and a good run game. And he's not going to help you lose. He's going to help you win. Very minimal carry ability, but it is some. You know, it's like Tua just getting over the hump.
Yeah.
That's how I see Shador.
Who getting over the hump?
Tua. Just getting over the hump. That's the version.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a good ceiling player for me. So Shador's ceiling is Tua.
Oh my God. No, just getting over that hump though. Actually competing in the big games.
Yeah. Speaking of Tua, I'm going to put TD on the spot. Dan, something funny happened last night on our way home from dinner.
Oh.
I love it.
So we're in the car on the way home from dinner, and this is TD in the back of the car. All of a sudden, he's like,
"You snitch."
TD's in the back of the car. He's like, "Man, y'all teams got hope. Dolphins got nothing." Start sinking.
No,
y'all, at least y'all teams got hope, man. The Dolphins got no hope. We're gonna start
nothing.
No, Dan, I was just sitting in the back seat, and I'm just like, man, they talking about the Lions, what they can do, Green Bay, the Jets, and I'm just thinking to myself, look at the hope y'all have. I don't have none of this. I don't even want to join the conversation.
Dude, reality really kicked in, man.
So it's a double-edged sword, right? Because like nobody in the Dolphins fan base could be upset wherever direction they go in this draft.
Yeah.
Because you could make an argument that any pick they select at any given moment is a necessity. Right?
Yeah.
It is a necessity.
Happy that the reality kicked in. And Dan, you would have appreciated it. I hit the jackpot on a restaurant last night. The Iron Duck. I found a restaurant called the Iron Duck. The owner was fantastic. If you guys are in Green Bay and you're in the area, I'm giving him a free ad right now. The Iron Duck was awesome. We had cheese curd. First time ever having cheese curds in my life. They were fantastic. And they come
with that gluten-free though.
Yeah, he makes it gluten-free naturally. And I asked him,
rice flour.
I'm like, your cheese curds are gluten-free. He's like, yeah, we think our gluten-free recipe is better than other people's regular recipe. And he said, like, we're known as one of the better cheese curds in Green Bay. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I can't believe I found this jackpot. So they have flawless cheese curds, and they also had something else in the menu, which I'm going to keep off. Some alcohol. whatever. But really good food. The Iron Duck.
Did you watch our network? Yeah, bro. We can talk about booze on here. Come on.
Yeah, we know. We'll fill you in later.
We'll fill you in later. It wasn't.
Oh, got it. Well, we got interesting. All right. We have John just came in with a question. He says, thoughts on Shedeur Sanders to the Rams at 26. Dan, Bill's likely to trade up for Johnson or Nolan to fall. Starting off with Shedeur Sanders to the Rams, I feel like I'm pretty confident that he's going to be wearing the black and yellow by 10 p.m. EST this evening. I think Steelers fans are going to be rushing to fanatics.com or NFL Shop and grabbing Shedeur Sanders Steelers jersey right now. It just really seems to be that way. I think the Rams are in a position to go up and attempt to find some sort of competition or at least a future plan. But again, I'm not high on this draft class at all. If they do end up going for a QB, if you had to ask me, probably going to wait to like the third and or the fourth for like the Will Howards of the world. I'd probably say is pretty good to predict there. So thoughts from y'all. Shedeur Sanders, where's he going?
I think that's another. I mean, we talked about Shedeur, but I'm really excited to see where these quarterbacks end up. It's so hard to predict. Cam Ward is the only one we know. Jackson Dart is an unknown. Shedeur is an unknown. I'm really intrigued to see if they fall, how far do they fall in the first round? Right now, TD, your prediction, if you hit it on the money, you win $1 million. Where's Shedeur Sanders ending up?
That's a tough one, man. I feel like I'm still playing the lottery because the Browns and the Giants are leaving everybody in mystery mode. Like all this speculation of who they're taking, and it's changed over time. They're the wild cards, what are they going to do? Who's going to move up? Who's going to get past? And Shedeur Sanders, man, like no matter if Cam Ward is number one, obviously we believe he will be. Shedeur Sanders has been the most talked about this all season.
Yeah.
And it's like, where is he going? Who's going to move up, move down, or does he slide on his own? Is he taken early? I'm going to have to go with the New York Jets at 7, selecting Shedeur Sanders.
Now, I said you're going to win money.
I'm going to have to go with the New York Jets.
The Jets on the board. You can if the Jets draft Shedeur Sanders, you can clip this and post it later. They're not drafting Shedeur Sanders. Like, there's no way that happens. If it does happen, I'll eat crow, and I'll be the Jets?
Why not?
And so think of the sick edits that like Jets media would be able to post with Shedeur Sanders, bro.
Yeah, man.
I would hype up Shedeur.
It's Fields.
You would need to hype him up.
I'm a Shedeur fan.
Fields, it's your job to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're not. Did they promise Fields to be the franchise quarterback or have an opportunity to prove that he's a starter in this league? See, that's the difference here. His job right now is to prove that he is a starter in this league.
We didn't have any visits with him or anything, so
you don't have to.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah,
listen, I'm just saying. I just don't think y'all felt like he would be available.
So Shedeur is a Steeler for my prediction, and with TD is convinced it's the Jets. Richie, where's Shedeur going?
Yeah, not the Jets. You think the Pittsburgh?
Yeah, at 21, I think.
Yeah, I think the Saints are intriguing, but they have more Jackson Dart buzz.
21. You really think he's going at 21?
Yeah.
Watch out for this team right here. The Cleveland Browns. Want to know why? They're going to try to pull off a Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders first-round pick haul.
Oh.
Getting Travis Hunter at pick 2, and then they're going to be aggressive to trade up back into the first round to get Shedeur Sanders, and they come away with the Colorado duo, and I think that should be the plan if I'm Cleveland.
What pick do they have in the second?
Early.
33, 4.
Yeah, I mean, if they package that.
It's the so the Browns, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, since the top 3 picks have the same record, they rotate order per round. I want to say Cleveland has the first pick of the second round.
They could package that plus future picks and stuff to trade up for Shedeur. If I'm Cleveland, that would be my role, man. You
got to go up to what, 17, 18?
Yeah.
You got to get ahead of the Steelers.
It's a haul, but
I like it though. That's a franchise changer. Makes people look at the Cleveland, even though they're in shambles right now, of rejuvenation.
I mean,
for the future.
And remember Travis Hunter and Shador, they had like a few months ago talking about where they're going to end up, and they both said like, you never know, we could end up on the same team, like even in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't rule it out. And all right, Dan. But chat, am I onto something? Could I be predicting something? I think it's definitely far-fetched. But Glenn comes in with a $10 super chat. Glenn, thank you so much for the generosity. We really appreciate it. Only way next year's draft class for quarterback is good is if all the junior QB comes out, because in real life, they don't need to come out. More and likely Manning not coming out. I do agree, Glenn, where I feel like everyone's guaranteeing Arch Manning coming out, but I don't think that's a guarantee.
I don't agree with that.
1 year of starting, and he's going to go in the NFL.
So
the problem is
it all depends, right? So it all depends on how Arch Manning does this year. Yes, everyone likes the NIL money. Yes, everyone always likes to attach that nonsense narrative. Oh, everyone knows Manning stay for a senior. Like, miss me with that. If Arch Manning goes out there and plays the way that I believe that he is going to play, which I think he'll be a Heisman contender, I think he'll win the Heisman next year. And I think based off of how Texas' team is built, I think they're going to be national champions or at least compete for it. If he goes out there, dude, and like he absolutely fucking balls, you best believe he's going into the draft. Why would he risk 1 year of potentially injuring himself and destroying his damn stock? It all depends on how he plays.
I agree. Yes, the best quarterbacks are going to come out next year because you're making your own point, right, Glenn?
Have Drew Aller as well from Penn State.
You say only way they're coming, the QB class is good next year is if the juniors come out. That means none of the seniors are probably going to be first-round prospects. Therefore, that's an opportunity for the juniors to say, I'm a first-round prospect now. I'm coming out. Because why wait another year, risk an injury or bad play, and fall yourself? If if any junior is going to be a first-round prospect next year, they have to come out.
And so the funniest thing is that, and so our boy Troy, he's a big Carson Beck guy. And I have no idea why he's a Carson Beck guy, but he is. He's a believer. He will probably be a third-round selection next year, but that's a different conversation. We'll see. Dan, be honest. Did you hate the Josh Allen pick? For me, so I wanted one of the Joshes. So I wanted Rosen or I wanted Josh Allen. Thank God we went with Josh Allen.
Everybody wanted Josh Rosen. Like, there was nobody that saw
Everyone did. Dude, yeah. He was highly touted, man. Like, his pocket presence was there on film, like everything. But and so I do remember watching his bowl game. So I remember watching Josh Allen's bowl game from Wyoming with my dad. And that was what kind of sold me, because at first it was Rosen or bust. But then after watching Josh Allen's bowl game that 1 year prior to the draft, I was like, okay, I'd be fine with Josh Allen too. So yes, I did want Rosen or Allen. Thank God we chose Allen.
Yeah, we realized when the Dolphins traded for Rosen, we quickly learned it's just a slow process.
Yeah. And then second part of John's question we missed. Sorry about that, John. Dan, Bill's likely to trade up for Will Johnson or Nolan to fall. So I'll be honest with you, man. This is kind of where my thought process has been as of late. Like, I have 3 players that if they are not there by the time the Buffalo Bills are selecting, and this is unpopular because I know that all of us are going to be staying up until midnight this evening, like waiting for the Buffalo Bills pick, I'd rather us trade down. If Kenneth Grant is not available, if Malachi Stark / the Eminwari is not available, then I'm trading down. And I'm getting 3 second-round picks. I'm going to leverage our 56 to get us up to about mid-40s and hopefully walk away with players like Tyleik Williams, Siobhan Ravel, and an Xavier Watson II, and then hopefully somehow be able to finesse in that trade-down package to get us a third-rounder as well, because we currently don't have one. So it's basically, for me, a Kenneth Grant or trade down. Like, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Wow. Yeah. Kenneth Grant would be a good pick.
Kenneth Grant or trade down. That's kind of my thought. In Amos or Grant in the first round, go Bills. I do like Trey Amos too. I suppose I would be okay with the Trey Amos. Say that we walked away with him. And no one Manning had ever come out irky.
Early.
Don't text and drive, Glenn. I'm kidding, Glenn.
What was Peyton Manning's round? When was he drafted?
First.
Yeah. Was he the first overall pick?
Yeah.
First round, man. I just I don't know.
Eli,
I don't know.
He was drafted by the Chargers and then traded to the Giants on draft day.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Archie's going to be in the draft next year. But listen, for all we know, maybe he goes out there and he has like a bum season.
I like that.
And so maybe he goes out there and he has a bum season and maybe he decides to run it back in Austin for one more year. But hey, who even really knows? Have to talk about this. The Jets are eyeing Tyler Warren. Jets are eyeing Tyler Warren, bro. Are you that convinced that's the right pick, Richie? I know that he's been your draft crush for quite some time, but now we got to hear from you.
Listen, man, I think that's the most likely scenario, but I really I'm going in with this with an open mind. I'm expecting the unexpected. I could see Mason Graham be the pick if he's available. I could see Jahdae Barron be the shocker of the draft for the Jets. I don't know if Armand Membu is even going to be available, but there is a name that I think that needs to be brought up too is Kelvin Banks. If the Jets really want to go offensive line, I think he's a safe pick, but moving him to left tackle to right tackle, I mean, the Chargers did that with Joe Alt last year. They drafted Joe Alt. He was a pure left tackle in college, and then he became a right tackle for Harbaugh. But I think that if you want to get a blue chip playmaker that can do it all at the tight end position, Tyler Warren is that guy. Block, can have really good receptions, is a utility player, a gadget piece. I really do think that Tyler Warren buzz is real. The question is Aaron Glenn's voice going to be heard the most? Because if the Jets go defense, that's Aaron Glenn. If they go offense, you can say, okay, he kind of faulted to the front office. And I'm curious to see how that pairing goes. So I'm intrigued, man. And I do think that if it is Tyler Warren, I think that's going to be a really interesting pick to get a blue chip potential weapon for Justin Fields with this offense.
Man, you know what, dude? Things are just flowing on today's episode, man. Flowing on today's episode. It's a solid conversation. But, like, all right, so we've been to the Super Bowl before. Like, what are some key differences, man? Like, I'm just trying to live vicariously through each and every single one of you. I'm sitting here waiting for that. Oh, did the video drop?
No, did it? Did Bass post it for us? Where is it?
No, I don't think so.
Where'd you see it?
Nothing. I just saw a notification with my post notifications, like on X, and it said Roundtable Sports is posted, but yeah, I guess you must have just retweeted it or something along those lines.
Yeah, no, it's not posted. Not yet.
It's not posted, but like, tell me, man, like, what am I missing out on? Like, what's like some of the cool experiences you guys have had since I've been?
So yesterday was like the media day where we basically had all of the behind the scene access to what the fans are about to experience today. We were at Lambeau Field and they brought us first to a flag football game, and then all the prospects were on the field. And after the flag football game, we got onto the field, and that's where you saw all of our interviews. That's where we got the interview Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Cam Ward. Basically similar to the Senior Bowl vibe, Dan, where we got onto the field after the practice, and then all the prospects are just standing there, and then everyone's running up to the prospects. Very similar vibe there. All the first-round prospects are sitting on the field, standing up, and we had like an hour to get access. So that was like the really only prospect availability. And then it started raining, so that we went into Lambeau, and then there was NFL Network analyst media availability. Daniel Jeremiah was out there like the first overall pick. It was a crowd around Daniel Jeremiah. Everyone wanted to pick his brain. I eventually got a question, and then Charles Davis, another NFL Network analyst, I got to talk to him. And then they fed us great food. There was a cool taco truck, and then they took us on to. This is where the video is going to come around, where you get to see what I'm talking about. We got to go on the draft stage and do a lot of fun things. So I could just play the video here.
Play it.
Cool. I'll do that.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to see it, man. Oh, close up.
Your wallet? I don't have your wallet.
On the floor or something.
Don't lose that wallet, bro.
I think I dropped it on the stairwell.
We are
right in front of where the 2025 draft is going to be held. We're here on behalf of Roundtable Sports, our first time ever covering the NFL draft. Really excited. So make sure you guys follow us here at Roundtable Sports. We already interviewed guys like Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Tet McMillan, Mason Graham, just to name a few. Roundtable Sports is getting as many interviews as possible. We're walking on the NFL draft stage. Woo! I did say this is where Goodell's going to get booed, but I cut it out. Walk down when they get drafted. Their hat is going to be right there, waiting for them, whichever team drafts them. They're going to put it on, and they're going to walk out to the thousands of NFL fans right in front of Lambeau Field. This is epic. So now where we're going now is the green room, where all the NFL prospects are going to be sitting and waiting to get their name called. This is the full behind-the-scenes 2025 NFL draft experience. What do the prospects go through when they're waiting to get their name called? See, all the NFL teams are here. The entire NFL is represented. I mean, Lambeau and Green Bay, they're hosting the NFL draft for it. This is the tunnel where the players walk down after they get drafted. All right, we are walking into the green room where the NFL prospects are sitting and waiting for their name to get called. So this is exactly where one of the prospects will be with their family and friends. And this is the famous phone that they're waiting for it to ring. And they're going to pick it up and listen to the general manager's voice, the head coach, whatever team is drafting them. I mean, this is really cool behind the scenes stuff. NFL Draft 2025 pillows, like they're merged out. We're about to walk into Lambeau Field where the red carpet's going to be, where the NFL draft prospects will be walking out here tomorrow around 4 or 5 p.m. EST. It's going to be a lot of fun to see it all come together. Come on in. But first, can we get a quick shot of this massive Vince Lombardi trophy inside of Lambeau Field? Wow. Lambeau Field. This is something. This is Lambeau Field. We're about to see the red carpet, again, where all the players are going to walk out tomorrow before the draft begins. And now we get to see what this historical stadium is like. Wow. We're on Lambeau Field. How's this like right now?
It's pretty dope, man. They're going to beat the Lions twice next year, so. Yeah.
So this is basically the red carpet where all the players are going to walk, doing the same walk as them. And hope you guys enjoy this video. It's a little behind the scenes of what the draft experience is going to be like for the prospects tomorrow night here in Green Bay. Make sure you guys follow Roundtable Sports for more content.
Ah, damn, dude. Where's TD?
He left to find his wallet. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's such a TD move, man. Like now he's gonna be stranded. He's gonna have to like rent a car. He's gonna have to hitchhike back to Florida.
Yeah, just to find his wallet, man.
Well, yeah, but no, dude, sick. Title that behind the scenes. What's that sound?
Is it TD with his mic wherever he is? It's wireless. I don't hear it.
Oh yeah, I hear him breathing heavy and stuff like that.
Well, DD does not know he's on the hot mic right now. That's DD somewhere with his mic.
So I heard the toilet flush a couple of times, man.
Oh.
He's washing his hands now. Chat, please tell me you hear this.
TD's in the bathroom.
How can you not hear this?
Because I don't have headphones. I don't hear what's going through TD's mic.
Bro. All right, now he's drying off his hands. He's drying off his hands. He was definitely taking a shit.
Uh-oh.
It's great, though. It's great. But
we heard him taking a...
And so I didn't hear anything like plop or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it must have been a healthy one.
Really professional, TD.
It's that iron duck, man. It's that iron duck just moving through his colon.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
You hope you realize your mic was hot the whole time. They heard you in the bathroom.
Good.
They heard you. Every little detail they heard.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you washed your hands, bro.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. It was on the stairwell.
So your
Oh,
wallet?
wow.
Yeah, I knew it was because I felt like something dropped and I looked around. I didn't see anything earlier. And when I was here, I was like, where's my wallet? So I grabbed it when you used the restroom and we're good, baby.
Boom. It's there. It's there. But folks, that's going to have to do it.
Did you like the video, Dan?
I did love the video. In fact, what you need to do is title it Behind the Scenes 2025 NFL Draft, and that should have some virality attached to it. Yo, TD, and I heard you fart at the toilet seat taking a dump, LOL.
Ain't nobody farting. Stop.
Yeah, hey, man, listen,
Thank you, T. Rivera, for the super chat.
It's beautiful biology. It's beautiful biology, you know what I mean? Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Fourth and Forever Roundtable Sports. These fools are going to be live here in about an hour, actually.
By
live
the way,
Radio Row.
We don't know their setup yet, Dan, but if we have access to be at Radio Row during the draft, we're going to set up a live stream and like have the live go on this channel throughout the entire first round, where we're going to be live and it's going to be like live from Radio Row during the NFL draft first round. And like, we're going to maybe have you come on like here and there. I know you're live on your channel, but say you just click the link and join, and maybe like reach out to all the creators of the network and say, hey, we're live on Roundtable throughout the night if you want to come on for a quick 5 minutes to react to your pick. So we don't know if that's the case yet. We still have no idea what our setup is going to look like tonight, but stay on the lookout. We're going to be live on Radio Row in 2 hours from now. So if you guys want to check us out, this is where we're going to be. It's going to be us four. It's going to be on this YouTube channel, and we'd appreciate it if you guys can come on and check us out. This is what the thumbnail looks like, which is going to be a lot of fun. Boom. Right. So we got a nice thumbnail made. So make sure you guys come through and support us live from Radio Row on this YouTube channel. Me, TD, Bass, and Dose of Dion live from Radio Row from Green Bay. We'd really appreciate if you guys can support us at Roundtable Sports. We're really trying to do everything we possibly can. And we're so close to 2,000 followers on X on Roundtable Sports. So go shoot us a follow on X right now. We're really trying to get to 2K. Thank you guys so much for all the support, man. We're trying to grind as hard as we can here in Green Bay. We have access that not a lot of people have access to, man. We're trying to take full advantage of it.
Have to, man. We are certainly blessed as an organization, and it all starts from y'all's continuous support. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of your favorite midday NFL show on the internet. Please tune in to Roundtable Sports here in just 2 hours for yet another show, unpacking all the latest rumors surrounding the draft, which is going to happen in just about 4 to 5 hours. Man, I am thrilled. What do you guys have to say before we send them off?
Listen, I'm just excited to see what to expect when we get there. Radio Row, the draft prospects, how they're going to be reacting post-draft, but we're going to try to bring some, short content material to the channel. So y'all stay tuned, turn your notifications on to Roundtable Sports. We're going to be dropping as many pieces of exclusive content as we possibly can all night, giving you real live footage and views of some of the things that are going on to an extent of what they allow. But just check out Roundtable Sports. Again, turn the notifications on. Make sure you go sub to the follow on Twitter, because a lot of the stuff will be dropping there as well.
Man. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you a bit later and tomorrow, same time, same place.
Super chat left to be read? Oh, yeah, we do. Mutvile says, please don't trade Breece Hall, Tack Warren, or the right tackle. Let's effing go. Thank you so much, Mutviles, for the super chat. I don't think we're going to trade him. I really, really don't. And then Lil Smokey says, Gilbert Arenas' son, 5-star player in Coma Hospital. I did see that. Devastating news. A 5-star recruit basketball player, the son of Gilbert Arenas, in a car accident. So prayers up for him. Hopefully he's okay. Appreciate all the support, guys. Hit the like button on your way out, and we'll see you in a few hours on this channel.